Maraming salamat, Secretary Gonzales, sa iyong pag-imbita pagpakilala sa akin. And Archbishop Capalla and our other Reverend Bishops, including the incoming President of CBCP, Bishop Ochimar, thank you also for inviting me to be here with you today. Dr. Bara, Dr. Gomez, and the different members and leaders of the Protestant and the Muslim community who are here with us, Father Alejo and your very good team, Secretary Duresa, our Presidential Advisor from Mindanao, and I'd like to introduce our new advisor on the peace process, Secretary Annabel Abaya. And of course, you have mentioned him, you know, our chairman of the peace panel with the MILF, Ambassador Paeng Segis. Though you know him, Paeng, you were not here in the room when they said that the people of Mindanao want to know you more. But as Archbishop Capalla said that you're happy to be with me today, I am also very happy to be with you today. So thank you for inviting me here. And I'm very happy to meet the academicians and other professionals who comprise Consult Mindanao. And I thank you for making the rounds of your consultation and for coming up with a very professional piece of work that not I, but also the Presidential Advisor on security and on the peace process can, I'm sure, receive as a lot of inputs for the work that they have to do. And very, very prevalent, pervasive in your report is that the confirmation that understanding the belief, faith, and culture of people from diverse backgrounds is a major step in reducing tension and conflict. And you have said again, through dialogue, we can reach out and understand the condition of those that are differently placed in terms of culture and religion, so that appropriate culturally sensitive interventions to address their needs are developed and undertaken. And of course, you have also said that hand in hand with dialogue is the need for economic development, especially at the community level. And indeed, this has been what we have been trying to do. These are what we call the main elements of our soft power. All the programs and actions for peace and development, of course, and we have been reminded by the Supreme Court, must be framed by our being a sovereign nation, by the integrity of the national territory, and by our fundamental law, the Constitution. And it is quite significant to learn, not to learn because we knew it intuitively, but to have a confirmation that it's difficult for the people to see the difference between the different groups. For instance, the different branches of government, the different factions of the Bangsamoro. So, but it is important that we point out that though we may differ with one another, there is something that we must all reject, and that is terrorism in any form. We have, as I said earlier, a new presidential advisor on the peace process, Secretary Annabel Abaya. Father, you were saying that the women were complaining, how come there's no woman in the GRP MILF peace panel? Well, there's none, but their boss is a woman, and that's Annabel Abaya. And she and Paeng Segis, who is from Mindanao, in fact from Surigao, are here today. All the members of the peace panel for the MILF negotiations, in fact, are from Mindanao. I mean, Paeng Segis is a Mindanaoan from Surigao, a constituent of Bishop Ochimar. And maybe during the conversation today and in for succeeding conversations, Annabel and Paeng can brief you more on what is happening in the peace process with the MILF. But what I can say in general is that we are hopeful that the formal resumption of the GRP-MILF peace talks is imminent. Is that the right word, Paeng? Paeng has just been back from Kuala Lumpur. But before that, I had directed him to conduct massive consultations and dialogues with our people, especially in Mindanao. And I'm glad that he has now the output of the consultations of Consult Mindanao, so that what he brings to the negotiations will be truly reflective of the people's will. Part of what Paeng has been able to do these past weeks are two very important achievements. One, the GRP and the MILF have concluded an agreement to operationalize what Father Bert referred to, the International Contact Group for the GRP-MILF peace process. And I'm sure that the inputs that you have put here will be a very important the output you have put here will be a very important input as he moves forward to operationalize this international contact group. And just a few days ago, the two panels have also come to an agreement on the civilian protection component of the international monitoring team. And we are happy that to date, the respective declarations of the GRP and the MILF on the suspension of military offensives and actions continue to hold firmly. You have given us a very pithy output of the report, very substantive, much to be studied from the national government, from the OPAP, from the peace panelists, the National Security Advisor, and even the advisor for Mindanao who supervises the MEDCOM. So we thank you very much, and my speech is not the main event. The main event is the presentation of the output. So I would like to thank you, Archbishop Capalla, and all the members of the BOC for being consistent champions of peace and sustainable development. And we will very carefully look at what you have done, what you have presented us, and seek to do what we can practically carry out. But we thank Consult Mindanao for giving the opportunity to be able to reach out to more Mindanao-ans and also for keeping them aware of the path to peace. So to all of you, thank you. Whether you are Muslim, Christian, or Lumad, thank you for keeping the peace through your hard work and steady faith in the Almighty. Dagan salamat kaninyong tanan.